premium, the shareholder said, you didn't care enough and you could have gotten more. Interesting, huh? Everybody made a lot of money, but because they didn't exercise, they just did it too quickly, they didn't have enough of a process. So that's important, the process after that. Now the duty of loyalty is very simple. I'll just tell you, the corporation comes first. The organization in which you are director comes first. All of your interests or the interests of your buddies and others are secondary. A lot of people join boards to do what? Promote their own what? Self-interest. No. Can't do that. Can't do that. Loyalty to the organization. And loyalty to the organization, therefore, means it might be aligned with loyalty to the what? Shareholders. Because remember, we're trustees for the shareholders. So loyalty also means here that you're holding the management to a standard that, and this is a big problem, because management is in a position to what? Appropriate value that may go rightfully to the shareholders, like by taking big salaries or having big claims, or having 6 claims. When there isn't, it's very rare that I've seen an economic analysis that says holding a corporate claim works. It just doesn't work. But the CEO might like to fly around in a corporate claim that one body with TSA and airports and yada yada. Corporation comes first. And I must tell you that if you're loyal, you're also transparent. Now remember, and you disclose things. You don't wait for it to be found out, but you try to disclose it. So if you know there's a potential conflict, you have to reveal it. So the issue is not so much that we live in a world where, because we do, where there are conflicts. The issue is people know about it. And you can see then that the antiseptic is in place. So, you know, one of my favorite expressions is Carol does, you have to open up the kimono. And then everybody see everything.
Open up what?
El kimono. Hay que abrirlo. Ahí está. Eso es todo. Aquí estoy. Para ustedes. ¿Ya? And then somebody can then say, okay, I have a relationship with my sister-in-law's brother, who's a contractor. And I know that the company is going to bid on an infrastructure project. Do I me quedo aquí, silencio, no hablo con nadie, and let the project go through? Or do I tell people that one of the potential bidders on this project that the company is putting forth is my company? Effective boards encourage you to say, my cousin is going to be bidding on this. And when that issue comes to the board, because it's a $10 million project, and our rules say that projects that are greater than $2 million come to the board of directors, I'm going to do what? Excuse myself. And that's what you have to do. And too often, some of the things that are conflicts are not revealed until afterwards, as after events. So always up front, reveal it. Now there's some colleagues, and I'm in Bloomberg News today, I gave a quote there. There's a conflict with Groupon, you know, the company of the National Republic. There's a big conflict with Groupon, and people are watching it because one of the directors of Groupon is an investor in Steve Case's company, Revolution, which invested in Lively, the other big company in the same space. And the issue people are saying here now, why didn't you tell anybody that you were an investor in this other company too, that's a big investor in a competitor? ¿Me entiendes?
He could be providing vital information.
Exactly. So the challenge of the duty and loyalty is the conflict not revealed. The conflict not revealed.
I have one question.
So if you open up the kimono, no hay problemas.
How do you manage this loyalty when instead of having a normal corporation, you have a partnership? For example?
It's a little more, it's a little dicier, but the same issues should apply. Openness, disclosure, transparency. Be real, honest. Aquí está. And in partners, it's more important because that's very
And more difficult because you have temporary shareholders.
Right.
And the way in which
Right.
I think the way in which you are managing the company is not the same way
Right.
as you manage
Right.
the other one.
Right. Because also the agency problem is less. And that's part of it. And that's exactly, that creates a problem too. Because if you think about a partnership is more like, the way to think about the board and management and your shareholders is like being in a marriage. You're all in bed together and you're trying to work it out. So that nobody, rolls over anybody or squashes anybody or abuses anybody. So on a common amount of honesty, remember, honest oversight is critical to making that whole thing work. And I'm in a situation where